Hello everybody, Matthew Armstrong here on day 58 of our 90-day challenge of life transformation. It's day 58, but I took a few days off, so we've passed a few days, but it's day 58 of the challenge. There was a glitch in the matrix and I didn't make a video for a few days. And that is the difference between doing live events, which I was doing previously, but I didn't have the bandwidth to make good quality hangouts. So then I started making videos, and then I got sidetracked with something and I lost my focus for a couple of days and it didn't happen, right? So, but anyway, you know, what happens when you fall down? You get back up again, right? And so then I went, what are you doing, Matthew? You know, sometimes you got to give yourself a check. You got to check yourself and say, hey, what's going on? How come you haven't been doing this the last few days? Come on, switch on to it. What's going on with you, right? So I'm back on it. Feeling really good. I'm turning 38 tomorrow. Believe it or not, I am actually turning 38 tomorrow. You know, not a grey hair on my head. Like last month, we actually thought that I had a grey hair, and then on closer inspection, Victoria said, no, that's just bleached by the sun, and it wasn't actually a grey hair after all. You know, so I'm doing great. I'm doing really great. You know, it was Socrates that said something along the lines of, you know, what a disgrace it is for a man or woman, I think, to ever grow old without discovering the beauty and strength of which your body is capable of. And I follow straight in line with Socrates, and I back him up on that one. You know, like seriously, we have these incredible bodies, and you know, we're designed to move, and we're learning from the values factor by Dr John Demartini in this 90-day life transformation, and we're in the wellness section, and it's just such a crucially important part of our life is our well-being, and part of our well-being is looking after our physical vehicle that's taking us through this life. I just did a workout on the beach earlier on with a friend, and I was doing planche. I was holding a planche for the first time in my whole life. I'm now able to hold a planche, which is it's the pinnacle of calisthenics exercises. Is the planche. It's not a perfect planche, but I'm up there. I'm holding a planche, which is cool. I had a dream about it. I had a dream a few nights ago that I could hold a planche. And I went, well, maybe I should actually just try it, because I never actually really tried it before. Well, not for a long while. I tried it a long while ago. I thought, God, how does anyone do that? That's impossible, you know? But it's not. And then so we started training for it this year, and I had a dream about it. And I thought, well, maybe I should just give it a go. And I gave it a go, and I held the planche. I'm going to post a photo on Facebook or a video later on about it. Yeah, so feeling good. And then I did the dragon flag, no, the human flag, where you're putting your whole body completely holding off the ground straight like that, and I was able to hold that for the first time. So maybe I'm just proving something to myself that I'm turning 38, 2 years off 40, and I'm actually body strength, pound for pound, I'm stronger than I've ever been in my life, because I've been bigger than this, and I've been stronger than this, where I've been able to push more weight and lift more weight for sure. But pound for pound body weight, there's the body weight exercises that I can do now I could actually never do before, right? Like the human flag and the planche. So that, you know, that's a testimony. Look after yourself, you know, and no matter what age you are, you can get stronger. And I'm really young, you know. I'm saying no matter what age you are, I'm still in my 30s, right? But you know what I mean. So yeah, look after your body. There's magic in the human body, magic. So the intelligence of the body are on page 352 of our book, The Values Factor. The intelligence of the body. If you haven't got your book, by the way, go to drdemartini.com and purchase your book there. Because there's exercises in this book. If this is the first video you're watching, make sure after you watch this video that you go back and watch all of them sequentially, even though some of the audio isn't great quality. It's worth it, right? Whole integrated feelings have a tremendous impact on your physiology, and so do partial or imbalanced emotional feelings. Whole integrated feelings, gratitude, love, inspiration, and enthusiasm generate wellness. Partial polarized emotions, joy or sorrow, happiness or sadness, attraction or repulsion, can create symptoms of illness. Some people may have difficulty grasping the notion that joy, happiness and attraction can create symptoms of illness. If this concept is challenging for you, recall the man we met in an earlier chapter who had met his fantasy woman at Club Med. For this man, those few days of amazing sex and passionate connection seemed like a completely positive experience. As a result, he created the fantasy that life could always be like that, and that it was possible to have a relationship with a woman that would always be completely positive and never negative. The ultimate result of this one-sided view was that the man was unable to appreciate his wife, who by definition would always fall short of a one-sided fantasy as any real-life human being would. So those few days of one-sided emotion created a mild, lingering depression and misery. Or more accurately, the man's one-sided perception created a compensatory depression and misery. If you recall, the man's depression was dissolved when he recognized both the downside of his fantasy woman had an unpleasant voice, thin hair, and unattractive buck teeth, etc., etc., and the upside of his present life, his wife, had many qualities that this man viewed as positive. Achieving a balanced perspective both about his so-called past joy and about his present unfulfillment enabled the man's heart to open so that he felt real balanced love for his wife and gratitude for his life. Thus, symptoms of any kind, including depression and any other mental illness, are a kind of call back to wellness, intended to alert you to the ill effects of one-sided polarized emotions and bring you back to a deeper perception of reality in which you understand that the world is neither positive nor negative. It simply is. Then you have the opportunity to embrace the world wholeheartedly, full of inspiration, enthusiasm, gratitude, and love. How cool would that be? Both whole and partial feelings work on your body through the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system controls the automatic aspects of your body. The actions your body performs without your conscious decision, such as breathing, heartbeat, digestion, and sexual arousal. When your mind is fully balanced, seeing the universe whole, not limited it through your polarized value judgments, your autonomic nervous system maintains its equilibrium. When your mind is in balance, falsely perceiving more support than challenge or more challenge than support, your autonomic nervous system is imbalanced also. This imbalance occurs between the two aspects of the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Right, let's get into that now. The sympathetic nervous system, this system rules the stress response, the so-called fight or flight reaction. It is therefore more active during the day when you're more likely to perceive a challenging threat. The perceived threat might be physical, predatory, or an emotional demand, such as work deadline, a fight with a loved one, or a difficult decision of some kind. What sets off the stress response is either a fear for your physical survival, a loss of what you depend upon, or a perceived challenge to your highest values. When you perceive a physical or emotional threat, your sympathetic nervous system prepares your body for tremendous exertion. Your breathing becomes more rapid, your muscles tense, your heart beats faster, your pupils widen, and many other physiological changes also occur, all of which make it easier to engage in the physical efforts required to fight or flee. However, you have the same stress response even if the challenge is not physical, but rather challenges your highest values. What many people do not realize is that the sympathetic nervous system also gears you up for positive experiences. Perhaps instead of referring to the fight or flight response, we ought to call it the fight, flight, or pursuit response. When you race to finish an important project, imagining the joy and satisfaction you will feel upon completion, your sympathetic nervous system is in high gear. When you're about to go out on a romantic date, when a person to whom you are very much attracted, your sympathetic system revs up for an exciting night. Think about the last time you had an exciting, pleasurable night, perhaps a birthday party given in your honor, or a successful business meeting in which you achieved every one of your goals. Recall how hard it was to calm down and sleep after that night, and how revved up and alert you felt. Those are the physical signs that your sympathetic nervous system has kicked into high gear, producing the biochemical cortisol, adrenaline and dopamine that in turn produces alertness, excitement, muscle tension and wakefulness. Whether your sympathetic nervous system is geared up to face pleasure or pain, the biochemical response is the same. This is a necessary aspect of life, but it is only one side of the equation. The parasympathetic nervous system. The other aspect of your autonomic nervous system is called the parasympathetic nervous system. This system generally takes over at night, as it rules the rest and digest responses. When you feel safe and protected because you perceive physical safety or support for your highest values, your parasympathetic nervous system encourages your body to calm down. Your breathing slows, your muscles relax, your heart beats slow, and your pupils contract. This is the optimal state in which to digest food, to relax, and to ultimately to fall asleep. But it is not the optimal state in which to take on all the challenges of the day. Our bodies require a balance of both sympathetic and parasympathetic responses. Enough challenge and excitement to wake us up, enough support and safety to allow us to sleep. Too much of a sympathetic response produces insomnia, anxiety, and a host of stress-related diseases. Too much of a parasympathetic response means that we never get into gear, never rev up to create the life we want or pursue the goals that are important to us. In nature, the functions of the parasympathetic system put us at risk of becoming prey. We're never more vulnerable to a predator when we are eating, sleeping, or having sex, or when we are simply relaxed and unmindful of potential danger. In life, an overvaluing of the parasympathetic would make us less likely to rise to the occasion, handle life's challenges, and pursue our highest goals. And I just want to add a little note there, that one little thing that Dr. Demartini missed out there, that we're never more vulnerable to a predator. Also, not just eating, sleeping, or having sex, or when we're relaxed, but also when we're on the toilet. That is when we're probably at our most vulnerable, when our trousers are around our ankles and we're on the toilet, right? So I thought I'd put that one in there. Both the fight or flight and the rest and digest states are associated with polarized emotions. The sympathetic fight or flight response, aka the stress response, is associated with anger, fear, anxiety, frustration, resentment, and a host of other negative emotions as anticipation and excitement. The parasympathetic rest and digest state, aka the relaxation response, is associated with infatuation, happiness, sexual arousal, satisfaction, and a host of other positive emotions, as well as negative emotions as sorrow, boredom, lassitude, and depression. These polarized emotions in turn affect your facial muscles, which tend to reveal your innermost thoughts and feelings. You tend to smile when you're happy, frown when you're angry or sad, wrinkle your brow when you're confused or thoughtful, and so forth. Your body's muscles reveal your thoughts and feelings as well. When you experience yourself as being challenged and feel awakened, you engage the sympathetic nervous system and you tend to extend your muscles and supinate or rotate your limbs, hands and feet outward, like a cat stretching in the morning to face the day. When you experience yourself as being supported and feel relaxed, you engage the parasympathetic nervous system and you tend to flex your muscles and pronate or rotate your limbs, hands and feet inward like a cat curling up and positioning to sleep at night. Your muscles and your posture reveal your psychology in other ways too. When you have difficulty extending your wrist, your body may be saying, I have difficulty saying stop. When you have difficulty flexing your wrist, your body may be saying, I have difficulty saying go forward. Likewise, if you have difficulty straightening your knee, you may have difficulty standing up to authority. If you have difficulty bending your knee, you may have difficulty giving in to authority. Wow, I just got a little breakthrough there, a little aha moment from a past experience with somebody. If you're self-righteous and perceive that your highest values are being challenged, you might expect the world to match those values. As a result, you might engage your sympathetic nervous system in a fight-or-flight reaction that sends more oxygen and glucose, blood sugar, to your blood, fueling the body to fight or flee. When you feel challenged and become bitter, you tense up, engaging the sympathetic nervous system which facilitates defense. Your circulatory system stores the glucose that has been sent into the bloodstream, and your blood sugar goes up. As a result, if you express this personality type, you might be prone to high blood sugar and diabetes. When you feel supported, you relax, engage the parasympathetic nervous system, which facilitates digestion. Your body then absorbs the glucose that has been sent into the bloodstream, and your blood sugar levels go down. Here you play out the personality type of someone who is more self-righteous and sweet, who minimizes themselves and likes to please other people. Whereas a self-righteous persona believes that he or she is usually right, a self-righteous persona believes that he or she is usually wrong and that other people are generally right. You generally act out the self-righteous persona when you perceive that your highest values are being supported, so you don't leap to a fight-or-flight reaction. Instead, you tend to minimize yourself and suppress your own reactions. This might suppress your blood sugar as well, and you may tend toward blood sugar and hypoglycemia. Toward low blood sugar and hypoglycemia. Interestingly, cats who usually expect you to please them have a higher incidence of diabetes. By contrast, dogs who often try to please you have a greater tendency to hypoglycemia. Scientists have also discovered that if you have unrealistic expectations of yourself, particularly if you beat yourself up for attempting to live outside your highest values, the resultant stress will run down your immune system and possibly alter your intestinal microbiome or bacterial ecosystem, possibly resulting in an autoimmune disorder. Using the Demartini method, you can discover the emotional charges that have created the imbalanced feedback system, the polarized emotions that are stressing your immune system. Then you can dissolve both the emotional charges and possibly the associated autoimmune disorder. Ultimately, then, so-called illness and symptoms in your body can be traced to one-sided perceptions that result in an imbalance in the expression of either the parasympathetic or the sympathetic nervous system, and an excess or deficiency of some cell function governed by those systems. Your mind and body will store your imbalanced perceptions, this is good, that is bad, in the forms of memory or imagination, and in the subtle forms of cellular and subcellular compressions and tensions until you are ready for the truth of the balance. However, when you adopt a balanced perspective, you can achieve autonomic equilibrium, the equilibrium of your autonomic nervous system, in which your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems are perfectly balanced. This is the road to wellness. And there is today's lesson. Have you ever heard anything like that in your life? You probably want to watch this and listen to this many more times and read it as well in the book and really get it in there and really understand it, because I know for most people that this is completely new. It's completely new and it's profound knowledge, right? And when you fully understand this, it can impact your life in fantastic ways, right? When you can see why you're a certain way, when you can have a deeper understanding of yourself, why you behave a certain way, why some days you have energy, why some days you don't, why you know, you react in certain ways to certain events or people or whatever. To be thyself and to know thyself, you know, to know thyself. That is the greatest of knowledge, to know thyself, right? And so this is teaching you to know yourself, and that's why I'm doing this. You know, that's why I'm doing this 90-day challenge. That's why I'm doing it on video. That's why I'm reading this book out to you verbatim. That's why I'm doing it, because I know for the very few, I know it's few. I knew from the start, before I even did the challenge, I thought, you know, it's going to be a few. Only the few are really going to get this. Only the few are really going to pick up the torch and run with this. Only the few, right? But that's all it takes. It only takes a few. You know, as Margaret Mead said, you know, and just as I thought about it, it just escaped me there. You know, it's a small group of people that change the world. It's not the masses. It's a small group of people change the world, and that's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you, small group. I'm talking. That's who we are, right? Okay, thanks for watching. And if you'd like to create financial freedom online, if you're looking for like a digital type franchise, then click on the link below. And there's a system there that just basically takes you by the hand and walks you through and just shows you exactly how to do it, how you can live this amazing life that anyone can live. It's just a choice and a decision that you can make now by clicking on the link below. Or if you simply want to be on my subscriber list and receive emails and updates and things like that, then click on the link below and you'll also receive that. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and make sure you tune in again tomorrow, where we'll continue with this 90-day challenge, even though we took a couple of days off, you know, so what. Okay, see you then, bye.